How are you?
Blessed.
DX1806. Texts from you. What was Capricorn Clark's role in 2011, the mixtape?
She was gone.
What did she work on when she was there?
Maybe the photo shoot you guys showed yesterday. I learned a lot from Capricorn, actually.
Do you recall a picture of Cassie and green hair?
That was a group idea. I walked the carpet with Cassie in New York at the VMAs. It was a curated look.
You had to get approval?
Yes, from Puff.
You say Mr. Combs was kicking Cassie on the ground, the unfortunate eye gash incident, correct?
Yes.
You didn't tell the prosecutors she was kicked while bleeding?
They didn't ask. I only answered what they asked.
You know Cassie was in a relationship with Kid Cudi, while she was in a relationship with Mr. Combs.
Oh, okay.
You didn't know?
I thought she and Puff had broken up.
Cassie was in South Africa. You were at the Revolt conference in Miami, correct?
Yes, I was there to style Lil' Kim.
So you…
Yes, I put her together with Michael B. Jordan. I mean, he fine, she fine, why not?
So Gina was in Miami too?
No, you don't put that on me. They kept me away from seeing Gina.
Cassie got upset?
She said, why does he keep humiliating me in my career?
She was upset?
Not really.
You set her up with Michael B. Jordan?
Yes, and Mia drove it home, making sure she had his number.
So a bad boy employee set her up with Michael Jordan?
That's Michael B. Jordan. Don't mess that up.
Do you know Andre Branch?
No.
You were aware Cassie was in a relationship with Andre Branch?
Oh, the cute football player? Yes, but I never met him.
And in 2016 with Brandon of the NBA, sorry. In these texts, you talk with Cassie about Michael B. Jordan. You say no one better say to me, LY. What is LY?
Love you, or maybe it's a typo. Lie know everything. I don't remember. I'm sure we were being antagonized by your client.
Cassie was upset by Gina?
She'd say, girl, let's go out and do our thing.
Do what she want to do?
Actually, we are both pretty chill. Stayed in the house a lot, but that would be fair.
Let's read these messages. You do the blue.
Oh, you got some names in here.
Just go ahead.
Where are you going?
Secret trip out town.
Girl. Good friends don't pry. That's not my method. I just replied, girl.
Highlight the green part. Cassie is telling you October 30th, 2013, after the incident with the cut on the face, she says, I've already been turning up too much. You say you saw her with a black eye on FaceTime around the time of the Intercontinental?
I saw it in person. When her makeup would wear off, you could see it.
At this moment, the judge interrupted him and told him, let the defense ask the questions.
You read these. After Cassie says, this N is wasted, we both did the same.
Is there a lot of people there? Oh, it's talking about a Gwen Stefani song.
He said, take your broke ass home and ride into the sunset.
And we did.
Did she mention to you about having thumbs with other men?
Ugh, no, she didn't tell me.
Mr. Nash, read that to yourself, then lift up. On May 10th, 2025, you told the government the videos came from her phone?
No, I told them that he would tape her on her phone.
Isn't it true she said videos were from her phone?
He would record her on her phone. I stand firm on that.
You say, Mr. Combs said, you won't do this one thing for me?
Yes.
You said you saw Mr. Combs pointing in Cassie's face in The Blind Dragon, right? But you never told the government, right? The first you said is at trial.
I guess so. I gave them very little by phone. She said she didn't want to go.
You helped pick her clothes for court?
She couldn't fit anything. She needed clothes.
For the pregnancy?
Right.
On that Friday after she finished, she called you and said, I'm done.
It wasn't like that.
Did you get Cassie super high?
What? No, I did not.
At this moment, the judge interrupted him and told him, Mr. Nash.
This 29th birthday, you say she packed toys in her duffel bag from her bedroom, right?
Correct.
Mr. Combs didn't say grab the toys?
They were going…
On the golf cart. Let's talk about Las Vegas, New Year's 2016 to 17. You said you were told Cassie was sleeping all day?
Correct.
Put up DX1847 for the parties only. What's this?
Cassie?
The low-budget producer you mentioned was there?
Yes, right next to me, snoring.
You say Cassie told you another man was coming over and asked you to leave?
Both of us.
Your reaction was size?
Yes.
You saw a man walking around, knocking on the door, and they let him in?
Yes.
There were not right?
We were doing them, in our separate places. Once I start working, I just start going. I was packing my 10 body bags.
Then they went to a hotel, and again, she didn't tell you she didn't want to go, correct?
Actually, she said she wanted to stay home, work on her music.
Read the green.
Enjoy y'all time together. Y'all don't get much of this.
That's you telling Cassie in January 2017 to enjoy her time with Puff, correct?
Yes.
Cassie wrote, I spoke up for myself, and you wrote you wish you were with them on vacation.
No, I meant in Mexico, not with them.
Cassie wrote, the next room is on the beach, this one on the golf course. I have everything organized.
LOL, do you all have a lot of
Yes, but we made it all fit.
Girl, you always on vacation?
You stayed in touch with Mr. Combs?
Yeah, because he was cutting up.
Oh, I get it. You did a seafood thing with Cassie?
Correct.
DX1814. You know Kim Porter, who tragically passed?
Yes.
You knew Andre Harrell passed?
Yes.
You texted Mr. Combs to make sure he okay?
Correct.
Mr. Combs wrote to you, the trainer? You could have given me a heads up. Black heart emoji. How is she? He meant Cassie.
Yes.
In 2020, you wrote to Mr. Combs, I love you. Anything you need, I got you.
Yes.
Mr. Combs won an award that year and you congratulated him.
I don't think so. I asked how to RSVP to his party for someone else, Claire Solmers.
Cassie told you about a secret trip.
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained.
You deeply care for Cassie for 15 years?
Yes.
She kept secrets from you.
And I do from her. We don't have to tell each other everything.
Nothing further.
Why were you afraid for her?
Things could get fast.
What devices did Mr. Combs use to film her?
Hers.
You said they appeared high at the 29th birthday party.
Yes.
Was Mr. Combs in control of his actions?
Yes.
And what did you say?
You're going to get some tonight.
Did she want to go?
No.
No further questions.
At this moment, that was the end of Deontay Nash's testimony, and the next witness was called.
How do you wish to be identified?
Mia, M-I-A,
Don't show this exhibit. What is it?
my passport.
Show it for the jury only.
I would like to see it too.
Where are you from?
Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Who is this?
Sean Combs,
What did you call him?
Puff. I worked for him as personal assistant, then as director of development and acquisitions for Revolt Films.
How was it working there?
Puff's mood changed all the time.
Was he violent to you?
Yes, he's thrown things at me. He's thrown me against the wall, into a pool, ice bucket on my head, slammed my arms into a door, and he sexually assaulted me.
More than once?
More than once.
Did you want to be in the arts?
Yes, this was before social media. I thought if I put my mattress on my car and drove to New York, I could do it. I went to work for Georgina Chapman, red carpet dressing.
Then?
Assistant to Mike Myers.
How did Mr. Combs hire you?
I met with a recruiter. I met with HR and Tony Baez Fletcher.
Did Mr. Combs interview you?
He at his apartment. He was on the phone, wearing his underwear. The HR lady left.
Did he put on clothes?
Yes.
Did you get the job?
Yes, I was excited.
How much did you expect to work?
A lot, but I didn't fully understand.
How much were you paid?
$50,000.
What did you do on your first day?
HR told me I was on trial for 2 weeks.
Where did you start?
His Alpine, New Jersey house. I was there all day.
Then where?
Back to the office for a few hours more. Then I was told Puff wanted me to come to the studio.
How long were you there?
Until 1 p.m. the next day.
Then where did you go?
Puff's apartment, then home.
How fast did you have to return?
I didn't take a nap. I didn't want to risk it.
How much did you sleep during your first 24 hours on the job?
I didn't. I took it as a challenge. There had been a TV show a few years before called I Want to Work for Diddy. It was like that.
How did you deal with the lack of sleep?
When I was young, I'd tell myself, you can sleep at 3 p.m.
At this moment, the defense objected but was overruled.
How long did you stay up once?
5 days. I take Adderall extended release. I could quasi-function and stay awake.
When did you go to sleep?
My hearing went and my equilibrium was off. Blurred vision, lights that weren't there. I cried.
Were you then told you could sleep?
Yes.
By whom?
Puff.
Why did you stay awake that long?
I was working.
I am introducing exhibits. These exhibits are under seal.
At this moment, the defense objected but seems to be overruled.
What is this?
A list of my responsibilities I sent to Tony Baez Fletcher on November 10th, 2011. Puff has said, I don't know what you do all day.
Let's focus on a few things in this document. Please read this, Mia.
All of PD's social media presence.
Who is PD?
Sean Combs, Puff Daddy. I wrote, main liaison between PD and Hollywood.
Did you do that?
Blackberry 24/7. I wrote, anticipate his moods.
Why was that important?
It dictated the day.
You wrote, every day is different.
And that he can ask you to crack his knuckles or do his taxes.
Did you have an apartment?
Yes, in NYC.
Were you there much?
No. My roommates joked they lived with a ghost.
In LA, where did you stay?
In the staff house, then in Puff's house, 9933 Beverly Grove, then 9374 Beverly Crest Drive, then 200 South Mapleton.
In Miami?
2-star.
Could you leave?
Only with Puff's permission. Once I left at 2 a.m. after he was asleep, I got in big trouble.
What happened?
Security called me to say he was sending them to find me. It was at the first LA house, 2009 or 2010.
Were you allowed to lock your bedroom door?
No, he said, it's my house. No one locks my doors in my house, so it wasn't really my room.
But did security get to lock their doors?
Yes. One had a deadbolt, another a keypad. I was told they were actively hiring other assistants.
How long did Malcolm, the assistant who was there when you started, stay?
7 or 8 months.
Were you the only one then?
Yeah, for like a year.
How did you feel?
I didn't have time to feel. It was insane. Puff gave me a pep talk, like we were a team. He said, I need a second brain.
Did he hire more?
Yes, eventually, but I still felt like I was responsible.
You got punished?
In various ways, getting cursed out, my intelligence insulted, and my job threatened.
Who did those things?
Puff.
Who's this?
George Kaplan. He was another personal assistant for Puff, after me.
What was Revolt Films?
Puff and I started it together.
Were you still performing personal assistant duties?
Yes.
How much did you get paid?
$70,000, then $100,000. There were supposed to be bonuses.
Did you get them?
No.
Who is this?
Cassie Ventura.
How did you know her?
Working for Puff. We became close friends.
Still today?
Yes.
How was their relationship?
Highs and lows. Unequal.
Was there in their relationship?
Yes.
We'll get back to that. What was Mr. Combs' role with respect to her career?
He decided on everything. Shows, the look.
What is this?
An email from Cass to Puff and others. Me.
When did she send it?
It was 4 a.m. It says 7 a.m. But we were in California. It was one of their hotel nights.
What did she write?
She was canceling, apologizing to Interscope and others.
Did Mr. Combs respond? Please read.
Cass wrote about telling Slevin Hill.
What did she mean, do you think?
Stephen Hill of BET. Cass wrote, no support, no show.
Why did you forward this to Tony Fletcher?
I had to keep her informed. She was in charge of booking hotels.
Did you ever see Mr. Combs on a movie set?
Yes. Everyone would be very nervous. He would insert himself.
What was his role with respect to Cassie's appearance?
He was in charge of it.
Did you have exposure to Cassie's finances?
Yes.
How?
I learned the company paid her credit cards and that the places where she lived were under his company names and her cars.
Did he take things away?
Yes, cars and jewelry and support. If he couldn't get her on the phone, he'd keep tabs on her through me.
What was part of your job to spend this time with Cassie?
Yes, I had to do whatever Puff told me to do.
Could you go where you wanted?
No, we had to be where Puff told us we could be.
And if not?
Something very scary. The punishment was unpredictable but terrifying.
We'll talk some more about that as we get through your testimony. How would Mr. Combs communicate with Ms. Ventura?
Sometimes through me.
Did you see violence? What kind?
I saw a lot of aftermaths and injuries she had. I've seen him attack her and throw her on the ground. I've seen him crack her head open. I've seen him chase her. Things like that.
Did she fight back?
No.
What did you hear and see?
Suitcases being thrown into the foyer.
Did you see Cassie after that?
She was outside, crying in a bush. She looked terrified. She gestured. I'm hiding. I'm not here.
What did you do?
Retreated.
Did you tell anyone?
I think the chef was in the kitchen. The sentiment was like...
At this moment, the defense objected and was sustained.
What did the chef say to you?
At this moment, the defense objected and the prosecution said,
not for the truth.
And it was still sustained.
What happened in Cassie's apartment?
We were there. Me, Cass, and Deontay Nash.
What were you doing?
Helping her pack for a big trip to London. Puff came banging on the door, very irate.
How did he get in?
Key from front desk.
What was Mr. Combs asking Cassie?
He said, have you been drinking or something? She hadn't answered his calls.
What did Mr. Combs do?
He came after me and Deontay screaming, has she been drinking? He was crazy aggressive. He attacked her. He threw her to the ground. Me and Deontay jumped in and tried to stop it.
What did you do?
Deontay is very small in comparison to Puff. There was a little tornado going on. He had Deontay in a position where I was scared he was going to kill him. So I jumped on Puff, but he threw me off and against the wall. I felt like I was in slow motion. I realized we were in big danger. He ran into the bedroom and grabbed Cass. Under her bed is this wood bed platform. He slammed her head into the corner.
What injuries did Cassie get?
Her head was gushing blood.
What did Mr. Combs do?
He got into protector survivor mode. He said to call Dr. So-and-so. Tell them Cass was drunk and hit her head.
Why did you do it?
Puff said to. His eyes were black. It was like he was looking through me. He was like completely.
At this moment, the judge interrupted and said, "Let's get a next question."
Did you see Mr. Combs take drugs?
Yes.
When he was high, how did he appear?
Sometimes the life of the party, or hyper.
Where was this?
Ibiza or Burning Man or music conferences?
When he smashed her head, did he seem high?
No.
Did you go to Prince's party?
Yes.
What happened the night before?
Big award ceremony, suite in the Beverly. He told me to stay with Cassie, that he was going to be at his house with his kids. But then I heard about Prince's party.
What did you do?
Cass and I debated like little kids if we should sneak out of the house and go to Prince's party. Prince performed on a little table. Then I saw Puff come in with his bucket hat. We locked eyes. I thought, oh crap, Cass just booked it.
Where did you go?
Across the street there were woods or bushes, but Puff caught Cass and had her on the ground. Puff started to attack her, but Prince's security quickly intervened.
And later?
I went to another hotel. The next day, HR told me Puff was suspending me without pay.
Did she say why?
That Puff said I was being insubordinate.
Mia, you were speaking about between Mr. Combs and Cassie. Have you traveled to Turks and Caicos?
Yes, to Parrot Key, twice. In 2012, me, Puff, and Cass.
What happened?
I was sleeping in my bedroom and I was woken up. Cass ran in saying, "You've got to help me, he's going to kill me."
What did you do?
We started pushing furniture in front of the door to try to block it. Puff was banging and screaming. I had a porch that went out to the beach. We ran.
What do you remember about running?
I remember being amazed that even while running fast, we could be attacked by bugs.
Did you run another time?
I have another visual of where we were hiding, of trying to escape like 2 separate times. We got onto paddle boards and went out on the water. Puff was on the beach screaming at us. It was flat and we went out far. Puff got smaller and smaller on the beach. The sky got dark and
At this moment, the defense objected but was overruled.
we went back.
Did you ever call police?
No.
Why not?
I believed Puff's authority was above the police. This was before social media and the Near Me Too movement. There were no examples of people standing up. I thought it was under the confidentiality deal with Puff's business.
What's this?
A photo of Cass eating a hot dog at the premiere of her movie, The Perfect Match. She has bruising under her makeup. I took this photo.
Any other injuries covered up on a red carpet?
Yes, at Cannes Film Festival.
What injuries did you see?
A busted lip. She was injured.
Where were you?
In her hotel room with Larry Sims, her hairstylist.
Did you learn how she got the injuries?
Cass had an audio recording of Puff attacking her.
How did Cassie sound on the audio recording?
At this moment, the defense objected and it was overruled.
Panicked. I heard the sound of someone getting hit.
Did you go to events?
The premiere of Brad Pitt's movie Killing Them Softly.
What happened at the premiere?
Puff was digging his nails into her arm and talking low.
What would Mr. Combs ask you to do?
Take care of her. I'd bring her arnica gel.
For what?
Bruises.
Let's turn to December 22nd, 2011.
At Puff's house, the mood was darker than normal. This was more of a, Puff was upset
What did he tell him?
that Cass had been talking to somebody else.
Who?
Kid Cudi.
How was he?
He seemed heartbroken. It was ominous. I'd never witnessed Cass to do something to really cause him to be upset. I felt something bad would happen.
Did you then see her?
In a black car with Capricorn Clark.
Did you reach out to anyone?
Yes, to D-Rock.
What is this?
My emails with D-Rock.
Only the redacted one into evidence.
At this moment, the defense objected to it, but then the prosecution said,
He was security.
then the judge said, with that foundation admitted.
Read the messages.
I wrote to D-Rock, I'm worried about P. This feels different. Hit this email when you get it. Love you.
Were you romantically involved with D-Rock?
Definitely not. That's just how we talked.
Let's talk about the hotel nights. What was your role?
I would, sometimes take them there, unpack, set up. I would have to just be like on call, essentially, and clean up before housekeeping.
What would you bring?
His lotions and potions, Astroglide and candles, some of them cheap Glade candles without the label on. They had to be white.
What else would you bring to the hotel?
Anything he forgot at the house. Food, money,
How much?
a lot, like thousands of dollars.
Do you remember seeing Cassie?
At the London Hotel in New York, I brought something to the room. Cass opened the door. She was wearing a bright blue wig.
How did she appear?
Like she was struggling. I asked, "Are you good?" She closed the door.
How told you to clean the rooms?
Puff and the office. It was standard to sweep the room so no housekeeper can sell something to TMZ.
How were the rooms?
Destroyed. Candle wax everywhere. I've seen broken glass, sometimes blood, oil on walls,
What would Mr. Combs tell you about the blood?
that it was period blood.
What happened in Cassie's car in LA?
Cass got a call, then told me, he wants to do a hotel night. I don't want to. She got sick.
After the hotel night?
Man down.
What did that mean?
They'd stay in the room sleeping, only up to eat.
Did you do drugs before you worked for Mr. Combs?
No.
And after?
Yes, MDMA. Puff gave it to me. He said that I was now part of the Breakfast Club.
What did he mean?
Like the cool club. He said his MDMA was pure. I felt like I was now a friend hanging out and I could enjoy myself.
Did you take ketamine?
Yes, at Burning Man. We were partying on a tour bus. We had the blackout shades down. He had the drinks on plates. I tried to say no.
What happened?
Puff wouldn't get it go. It turned a little more serious, that I was going to mess up the whole vibe. I tried to fake take it. He got close to my face and humiliated me.
How?
He separated out a dose and made me snort it. I didn't want to fall into the K-hole. I'd seen a person. It looked like an exorcism.
Did you want to take the ketamine?
I didn't feel I had a choice.
Did he take drugs while working?
He was always working, once on the way to Chelsea Handler.
How did Mr. Combs treat you?
Sometimes like best friend and working partner. Sometimes like I was a worthless piece of crap.
How would he compliment you?
My work. He'd give me life advice.
And to tell you were worthless?
Long extended rants about how incompetent and stupid I was. Threaten my job.
Anything physical?
Throw things at me.
Did he talk about jobs for you?
Yes. Before Revolt Films, he talked about other companies. I told him I wanted to create and develop TV shows, especially comedy. He said that's what he wanted to do too. Then he'd take away my credits.
What did he throw at you?
A bowl of spaghetti, turkey meat, a computer, a phone.
Let's talk about the spaghetti. What did he tell you to do?
To go get people, but I needed to change my tampon. He yelled, "Yo girl." I said, "Do it now." Blood was dripping down my leg. I said, "I have to go change my tampon."
What did Mr. Combs do?
He threw his bowl of spaghetti at me, then said, "Get the out of my house." He chased me out. I was barefoot. I hid in a bush, then to a hotel.
What did HR tell you?
That I was going to be suspended without pay. That's what Puff wanted.
Where were you when he threw a computer at you?
In a trailer. Swizz Beats was there. The Wi-Fi was broken and I went to look into it. I came back and said they were working on it.
What did Mr. Combs do?
I said I should talk to Bill Gates if I had to. Then he threw his computer at my head. Hard. It just missed me. I ran and hid behind the luggage van.
How did you feel?
I wondered, what did I do to make him like this to me?
Did he hurt you?
Turks and Caicos, and at the Revolt offices.
Where were you at Turks?
A hammock by my room. Puff dumped a bucket of ice on me, screaming. Then Puff took my phone. I didn't want him to see it. The team, we'd message about his moods. I didn't want him to see it. So I jumped on his back.
What did he do?
He threw me back into the pool.
And at Revolt TV?
He was using my phone, and I didn't want him to see my message. Maybe I called him an asshole. I tried to get the phone back. He ran into the bathroom, then slammed the door on my arm, repeatedly.
Injuries?
Bruises.
Did you see him later?
At the studio. He told me he sent all my compromising photos to him phone, in case I had stuff on him. Kinda like a bullying joke.
How did you take it?
I had no photos, so I knew he was lying.
What are these?
My emails with Tony and Shannon, I said, Puff took my iPhone. I don't know when I'll get it back. Tony asked, what happened? I said, definitely an in-person story.
Why?
I wouldn't put in writing.
Who was Matt?
Puff's engineer. At one point we dated.
I have more.
At this moment, the judge interrupted the prosecution with a break. Then they continued.
The assaults. When did they occur?
When I was working for Puff.
Where was the first time?
The Plaza Hotel in New York for Puff's 40th birthday.
Were you his personal assistant?
Yes. I'd been there only a few months.
What rooms did Mr. Combs rent out?
The penthouse, party guests, and celebrities there.
What did Mr. Combs do?
He asked to speak to me in the kitchen.
What did he do?
He had everyone else clear the room.
What did he say?
That we were going to be working closer together. He poured us 2 shots of vodka each for his birthday.
What did you do with the shot?
I took them. They hit me hard. Usually I could take it, easily. My eyes couldn't focus. His face was close. He put his arm up the side of my dress, and he kissed me.
Did you want him to?
No.
Were you able to say no?
I was shocked. I froze. I didn't process what was happening. Next thing I knew, it was morning, and I was in a chair in the penthouse.
How had you looked at him?
Like an older adult, he was the boss or the king.
What were your expectations?
I thought it would never happen again. A huge accident.
And were there other times he made you feel uncomfortable sexually?
Yes, I had to carry bags to his room. Downstairs was Uncle Paulie.
What did he say to you?
At this moment, the defense objected on the grounds of hearsay. Then the prosecution said,
For the effect?
and the judge overruled it.
I brought the bags. He asked me to pull up something on his computer. He came and sat next to me, leaned over me as if to put his face in the computer, like in an uncomfortable way.
How did you feel?
I pretended I had to go to the bathroom.
Where were you the next time Mr. Combs assaulted you?
The Beverly Grove house. I was asleep on the bottom bunk. I wasn't allowed to lock the door. I woke up. There was the weight of a person on me.
Who?
Puff. It was so fast. He used one hand to get his pants undone. He put, himself inside of me.
You mean his inside of you?
I just froze.
How did you feel?
Terrified and confused and ashamed and scared.
How long?
Very quick. But it felt like forever. But he wouldn't leave a job unfinished.
Is that when it would end?
Yes.
The next time?
The Beverly Crest house. I was on his bedroom closet floor putting things in a bag. Then Puff was in the closet. He had his, out, and he grabbed my head and
At this moment, Mia began to cry.
put it in.
Mr. Combs took his out and put it in your mouth.
Yes, I was frozen. I didn't do anything. I just,
At this moment, Mia began sobbing.
How did you feel?
like trash, scared and ashamed.
How long did it last?
It was very fast.
Were there other sexual assaults?
Yes, I have a dark feeling. One time we were flying on a private jet. Everyone was asleep. By the bathroom, there was a bed. I went by, and he was standing right there. I tried to make it about other people who might see or hear. It didn't work.
How did you feel?
Helpless. I had lost some layer of protection. I wasn't safe. Terrified.
Do you remember what happened?
No.
Was Cassie ever there?
No.
Did you ever want these sexual acts with Mr. Combs?
No.
Did you ever tell him no?
I couldn't tell him no about a sandwich or anything. Then he would know that I thought what he was doing was wrong. I didn't want to lose everything I'd worked so hard for. This was the only world I had anymore.
What would happen to your job?
I would never work in that industry again.
And physically?
That I'd be attacked. I don't want to die. He threatened that he would tell Cass that I had something to do with it.
How did you feel?
Desperate and trapped. Worst scary situation. I would have done anything. It was my fault.
Did you tell anyone?
No, I was going to die with this. I would be humiliated, never work again.
And who would do these things?
Puff and all his people. This was way before social media and the Me Too movement. There was this confidentiality.
Did others speak up?
Kayla Faulkner.
How did you hear?
I heard there was an urgent call among film people.
What did you hear?
At this moment, the judge asked the prosecution to lay out some context.
Who was on the call?
HRC suite executives.
What were you told?
If she sued, I'd have to testify. I was supposed to say she was drinking and punched me, and that's why she was fired.
Was that why?
No, it was because she complained.
When else were you told you'd have to testify?
After Capricorn Clark.
Did you have to testify?
No,
Why didn't you go to the police about Mr. Combs sexually harassing you?
I didn't even consider it.
Did you have experience with police?
Yes, I was speeding. I hadn't had time to get my license renewed. It was the only time I name dropped. I told her who I worked for and she said, "Get him on the phone." I did, and she laughed. "Oh, Puff Daddy, I love you."
Did you get a ticket?
No,
Why didn't you tell us at first about the sexual assaults?
it's the most shameful thing of my life.
Did you get a lawyer for this testimony?
Yes,
Did you speak about these sexual assaults before or after you got the lawyer?
after.
Do you want to be talking about these sexual assaults?
No, it's traumatizing.
Why are you here today?
At this moment, the judge said, Mrs. Smyser, you've asked that. And then they broke there, and that was it for today in court. What do you think about this testimony? Who do you think Mia is? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you tomorrow.